Ziggy here for the Zigster Boxing down here at Brighton Ho Boxing Gym, joined by legendary trainer Ronnie Davies. Ronnie, how are we, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good.
You're looking good, son. You're looking fit.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I've seen you grow up, so I'm pleased to see you again. Go on.
Yeah. Only one place to start, really. The rematch with Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. What are your thoughts going for it to happen?
Well, first of all, he's training in Dubai, and because I've got health problems in my knee, it's not health, is it? But I mean, I need a new knee. I'm going to hospital Tuesday, have that done. So I'm going to be, whether I miss a fight, I might miss a fight, but I'll be gutted. But I couldn't be here for this training camp because it's in Dubai, and obviously I can't travel about with this. But so I can't tell you a lot about it. I've heard, I speak to him on the phone, I speak to Eubanks, so it's all going well. He's looking very strong, very sharp.
What are your opinions on it happening the second time? Obviously, we saw what happened in April, but going into the second fight, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah,
what are your opinions on it?
I think a lot of Ziggy, I think a lot upset him. I think what didn't upset him, he takes everything in his stride. Having to do the weight he did, you see, I'm old school, Ziggy. I like, I've never ever brought a boxer in overweight from the start. I'm not saying because he was 0.5 ounces, which is ridiculous in a way that. But I'm old school. I believe in a fighter should be fighting near enough his own. They don't do it the way I used to do it anymore. But he's got conditioners and all these specialist people they bring in. Never had that with just me as a trainer. And we always done it our way. We got down in the weight early, so he was strong all the time. And if you couldn't make that weight, you step up a weight. It's as simple as that.
With the 160 limit, obviously at middleweight, a lot of people think he's outgrown that. What does Junior walk around at, if you have any idea of?
He never tells me things like that. He keeps it out of his chest.
Yeah. What is your opinion on the whole sort of rehydration clause and all that stuff? As you said, it never really used to be a thing in boxing.
No, it's only just come in the last few years, and I don't know. I don't get involved with that. I'll be perfectly frank. I'm not. As I don't believe in weight reducing of any form or kind, I don't believe in it. They're fighters. They need that strength. They need the power. They need the sharpness. That all goes if you weight train. Not only that, it's dangerous. But if he can make the weight, he says he'll do it. He'll do it better this time than he did last time, and he can do it. And they're getting paid so much money, you can't blame them for risking things and putting them. Maybe, as I said, they put their life on the line a lot of them, the way they do it. And I don't believe in that. But I don't know. It's just so he'll do it all right. And if he does, I think he'll stop him inside 8 rounds.
Do you think moving up to 168 would have been a smart move for Junior's career? I mean, there was a Canelo fight that was mentioned for a few years up there. Do you think that would be more beneficial to his career?
I'd like to see a fight at 168, but he's got to go where the money is, hasn't he? He's a professional fighter. That's what he does. That's a short career. So he's got to earn as much as he can. If he's going to make that middleweight, he'll have to do it.
What are your thoughts on Conor Benn as a fighter?
I think he's very good. He surprised me last time how good he was. I mean, for a kid that hadn't boxed for 2 years and all the mental problems he had with the drugs and all stuff like that, I thought he was very good.
You were heavily involved when the first fight was meant to happen. Obviously, when the test came in multiple years ago, when it was meant to happen at the O2. Can you talk to me about the lead up into that camp and when you knew about the test and everything?
We was all ready to go. I mean, we never knew till the day of the weigh-in. On the weigh-in, which is the day before the fight, we never knew. I never knew nothing. I'm always one of the first to get the inside information from Eddie Hearn, which I've known since he was a kid, and obviously Ben Shalon. And but we knew nothing. All of a sudden, out the blue, the fight's on. We couldn't believe it.
For the second fight, how much do you think the first fight will have taken out of Junior? I mean, it was a grueling 12 rounds. Do you think he'll be the same fighter?
He should have got up and fight the following day. He'd have done that in my day. Yeah. I had 2 8-round fights in 5 days. What are they talking about? Of course, if he'd be fit enough, yeah, he should. If he isn't, he's in the wrong game.
I want to go back to the first fight. You were there on fight day and around. Yeah. I mean, I spoke to you beforehand at senior, and you were confident that he wouldn't turn up. When you found out he was there and that all that transpired, how did you feel about it all?
Well, I was surprised because he said he wasn't going to do it for ages, but you never know, Eubank, what he's going to do, and that's what he did. But it was good for the kid. But he's saying now that he doesn't want him around him for this fight. I don't know if you've heard about the Ziggy, but I saw it this morning. I spoke to him. I don't want him around him because he said he's being negative because he doesn't want him to take the fight, and he don't want anyone around him, including his father, that's going to be, you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, like I say, he shouldn't be doing it, but I won't. I just wish him the best of luck, and I think he'll win because I know he's doing the weight right, and he should be all right.
When you were in there at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and you're watching these 12 rounds unfold, what was your opinions of the fight, watching it there live?
Well, I thought it was it was close. A lot of rounds were close, but he pulled away in the end, and he pulled away. Yeah, his experience was too much for, and he's a better fighter, I think, anyway, than Benn. No disrespect to him, but yeah, he won by 4 clear rounds, didn't he? That's got quite a lot. But this time, I know there's a few issues last time, which I can't talk about, is he? But this time, Ziggy, when we talking to Ziggy before, sorry, mate. This time he'll do it right, and you'll see a different Eubank, and I think he'll finally make an easier job. But then again, you don't know with Benn. He's very determined young kid, very fit, very powerful, and he's young, and he'll fight his heart out. So I'm expecting a good fight. I still think Eubanks will be stopping.
Conor said there's he'll look to be patient more in the second fight. Do you think he'll be able to change anything to help him get the win?
He might, but I wouldn't have thought so. You are as you are, and I think with the crowd and his lack of experience, the adrenaline will make him want to, when you want to get hold of Eubanks and murder him. And that's what his mindset is. With Eubanks, will be calm, collected, he'll move about, mess about. That's how he wants to fight. Bring him into things, bring him onto punches. Don't waste no energy.
I mean, you trained Junior for a lot of the time, basically up until recently. What was it like training with Junior from when he was an amateur to obviously in the professional game?
It was quite easy. It was hard work, but then so was his father, so I was used to it. When you get these kids that are really talented, they are hard work. But he always produced the goods, and sometimes he was unbelievable in sparring with Frotch and Groves. I mean, I took him all over the country sparring. That's what made him the top sparring. Yeah, when he coming up, he had first class sparring. Always got him first class sparring.
Has Junior reached the heights that maybe you thought he would when he was turning pro? I heard Senior. I look back a lot of interviews Senior did a couple of years ago, and he spoke about how excited he was to see Junior in the pro game. Has he lived up to what you thought he would?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he should have been further. I think really. I think certain fights he should have took at the time, and it all fell through. But he's extremely talented, Eubanks. I'll tell you now, a lot of people haven't seen the best of him. I have. I know what he's like. I've seen him in the gym, unbelievable, against much heavier people. And he always comes through. He's like his father always had a way of winning.
What are the differences and similarities between Junior and Senior as fighters?
As fighters or people?
As fighters.
As fighters, both. As fighters, yeah, well, they're very similar in a lot of ways. Eubanks Jr. is faster and busier, but the old man is still fast. But the father, he slowed things down and he took his time, and I think he'd be the heavier puncher of the two. But Eubanks made up for that with his accumulation. His combinations are brilliant. He was a lot busier fighter than his father.
Yeah. With Senior, we'll go back in the day. What was it like training him and being by his side for his career?
It was great. Hard work at times, because he was hard work. But he ruled everything. That's the way he was. He was a very dominant person. But I didn't care, because what he took outside in the gym, he took into the ring. He was totally. I've never seen anyone so focused. Junior's very much like that. He's totally. No music in the dressing room. No one talked. We just went in there, done our job. That was it.
No. You're very much an old school trainer, they would say now, but you're very straight to the point, like no messing about. You've got a character like Eubank Senior. I mean, who's the bravado, the ring walk. What is that like? I mean, you must just. What made that relationship work so well?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because I was training an old pal of mine. He's gone now, God bless his soul. Old Jack Cruz gym over there, and I had about 6 of my own fighters in there training. And he come up to me, he said, "I like the way you train, Mr. Davies, so I'd like to give you a month's trial." And I thought, cheek, you know what I mean? Anyway, I saw him and I could see something in him straight away. What he was beautifully balanced and yeah, he was good. And he said a few things. I said, listen, don't ever try and beat me, mate, mentally. I said, you won't do it. I said, I had the hardest upbringing for my father mentally than anyone's ever had. He was so, very domineering, my father. So I said, you can't domineer me, mate. And we got on great ever since.
Did you have to leave him alone almost, just to let him do his thing and be the character?
Yeah, you step back. In fights, I step back. I say, you know what, you're leaving me, Davis. I go, all right, mate, you got it. So you got it worked out? Yeah, it's all right. Went out and done his job. He'd done his job in the gym. He knew what he had to do.
Can you take me back to the Nigel Benn fights? I mean, they were grueling bouts. I mean, some of the most hard-fought fights you'll ever watch. I mean, can you take me back there? You're in the corner.
Well, I'm in the corner, Ziggy, and you could hear. I've never had this before. I'm in the corner, and they're both just say a few feet away, and you could hear the punches bang, bang, going in, and they both, which is a shame. You never got this. It never come across on TV. They were talking to each other all the time. Is that it? Is that all you got? You punch like a girl. Is that it? You're nothing. You're useless. And all the way through the fight, they were talking, but they both took kind of heavy punishment. God,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to see them go through that again.
Did you ever anticipate that all these years down the line you'd have Junior and Connor?
No, you don't think. No, of course you don't. You don't think. When things happen in this game, for the good or bad, it's great. It's a great thing to be involved with the parent. I mean, how many trainers can say they trained his father and they was voted the best fight in history, wasn't it, in Britain? And now his son, he's gone on to big things. So I feel very privileged, but I earned it. I worked bloody. I'll give him my life. As Eubank always says in interviews, Senior, Ronnie Davies put his family on hold for me, which I did. I put him before everything, but I knew that is the only way I'd get a world champion. You've got to give them. You've got to, as dedicated as what they are. You've got to be as dedicated as a trainer. Otherwise, you don't get a world champion. You're just the same as every other trainer.
The two Michael Watson fights as well. I mean, how brutal were they, and how did Senior have this knack of just pulling out the bag on that occasion when he was down and out?
I don't know. He's just a one-off, wasn't he, Eubank? I mean, I said to him, look, you're way behind, kid. You're way behind, and because Watson box, never seen Watson box so well. He's way behind, and when he put him down, he come back to the corner. The start of the was it what round did he stop him? Was it last or 11th?
11th, I think.
No, I think he put him.
Anyway, yeah.
He got up from the knockdown, put him down, come back. I grabbed him, sat him down. I said, "Can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying?" He went, "Yeah." I said, I don't feel guilty over this. I just done my job. I said, "You've got to go up there and knock him out." I said, "He's gone. You've got to knock him out," and he just stopped him.
Do you think there's enough of that in boxing? I mean, I watch fights all the time where you see the fights almost pass fighters by and their corner don't grab them by the scruff. I mean, I've seen you clip Senior a few times in the corner. I mean, is there enough of that in boxing now where their trainers literally need to get hold of them and say, you need to do this to win?
Yeah, like, I mean, just talk away as if it's a walk in the park. It's not. If they're not going well, they're not doing that. I just say to you, Ben, you're getting lazy now, you're going to get one. I just go whack him. I said, what's hurting? Well, whack him right around the face. So you get out there and do your job. You know what I mean? That's how I speak to him.
Yeah. Now that relationship is rekindled, how much will that benefit Junior and Senior? Senior for Junior as a fighter, but just as people as well.
Yeah, it's good for the kid, isn't it? He's got me there. He's got his father there, and he's got me there. I've always been with him. I was there when he was born, outside the room when he was born. And I used to take him to school every day, take him horse riding, take him everywhere. Him and his brothers, God bless his soul, said, and his sister Emily, because I'm godfather to the kids, So I was very close. Took them to school every day, and a really good relationship with them as a family. It was nice.
How much did the passing of Seb impact Junior and the family?
I don't really know. I don't. Obviously, must have destroyed them. A terrible thing to happen to lose your own son. That he was a lovely kid, tremendous talent. It's a shame.
I mean, something I've always wondered was the amount of trainers he's gone through. I mean, there's been Roy Jones Jr. There's been now Bomax back in the corner. You had Adam Booth back in the day. Why has there been this amount of trainers with Junior, and has that helped or hindered him?
No, I don't know why he's like that. I can't answer that question, Ziggy. I don't know why he's like it. I mean, I years ago, I wouldn't have stood for that game. We'll get someone else on off. But I mean, I'd come this far with the kid, and he always wanted me with him, no matter who brought it in. I still had to be there. So that I used to oversee everything, make sure this was done right, make sure I got the right sparring. I'd still always bring the sparring in, all things like that. I'd done the job, but then he just had to bring. He just needed someone else. I don't know why.
Has Junior's style changed at all? I mean, I look back at his early fights. I mean, Nick Blackwell, Avni Yildirim. He used to be a sharp combination puncher, very fast, and now he's a lot more single shots behind his jab. Where has that changed, and has that benefited Junior?
Yeah, it probably has. But at the same, well, I don't know. The thing is, Ziggy's 36, 36 this month. That's not young for a fighter, and he's got to pace himself no more. He's got to do these things, otherwise, he can't keep fighting 100 miles an hour. It was probably more exciting in the days of Nick Blackwell and things like that. But I still love to see him. He's still an exciting fighter.
For Conor and Eubank at Tottenham, what do you see happening in the rematch?
I see Eubanks picking him off as he comes in this time. That's hopefully he box that way. Let him come to you, pick him off, and then I see Benn getting frustrated, and that's when he start to go back to reverting what he was, and he walk into more heavier punches. And I think Eubanks will then stop him inside 8 rounds. That's my opinion.
Another Eubank that's been doing very well of late is Harlan. He's been rising up recently. Had a draw. I think he lost to Catchwell in his last fight. Actually, a bit of a strange one there. But what do you make of Harlan and how his career's been going?
He's a good fighter. I think that was a big shame last time, because what he does, Harlan, he's very deceptive. You think he's doing nothing. I say to him, son, you've got to get off earlier, mate. Get things done earlier. But he does it his way, and that typical Eubank does it his way, and he always comes on strong, and he can produce a knockout punch. That's what makes champions. My father always told me that, when they can come from behind, just pulling out the bag. But it wasn't behind. It was a dead close fight. I thought it was a shame. Thought it should have been declared a draw.
Someone else in the gym that's also doing all right at the moment is Tommy Welch. He's on the undercard.
Yeah.
He's got a big fighter. What do you make of Tommy, and how do you think he'll do?
Tommy. I've known him since he was born. Same, I used to train his father, Scott, when he first turned pro. Yeah, he's a good fight. I think he's got a hard fight. You see that kid, the really tall boy, isn't he?
Rackpool, yeah.
What's his record?
He is around 20-1, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's got a hard fight there. But he's got to start fighting people like that and beating people like that if he's going to reach them heights, which I think he can. I wish him the best of luck.
Obviously, being with Junior all this time, how much would it mean to you if you are able to get to Tottenham once again and watch the second one?
Oh, it'd be great if I can, but I don't think I'll be able to. I can't. I mean, it's only. I think it's on the 15th for fight, isn't it? Well, my operation's on the 7th. That only leaves 5 weeks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And they 6 week recovery. I might be alright, but I can't afford to be bumping into people. Or I wanted to get in the ring, which I'd love to do, and if I can't climb through the ropes, I think I just don't want to sit ringside. You're still going to get jostled with the belt, and I can't go through what I've been through all these years to mess up. I've got to look after myself for a change, and I've got to do this. But I'll be gutted.
Yeah. Someone promoting the fight, and there's been a lot of talk about ambulances and whatnot. Eddie Hearn. What do you make of Eddie and the way he's running Matchroom and the job he's done so far?
Well, he's done a great. Obviously, proof's in the pudding. He's done a great job. His father was one of the best out there promoters, if not the best at the time. And no, that ambulance thing, I don't know. I keep away from things like that. I don't know. I wasn't there when it all happened. I was there in the dressing room. We got out all right. But you've got to remember, there was all those cells. I mean, a lot of people, never got back from an hour and a half. They never got out the place. But there should have been, I suppose, a special exit. I don't really understand, Ziggy. I don't get into that type of thing.
Something you may know a bit more about is boxing gloves. That's something you would, I'm sure, know about after all these years of training. Junior's had a lot to say about the gloves and horsehair. Is that something you were made aware of being in the dressing room, and what are your thoughts on that?
Look, they were approved by the British Boxing Board of Control. right? They're a governing body onto their own. You can't go against the Board of Control. There's no point in saying he's not going to fight, he's not going to do this. It's a pair of boxing gloves. Chris Eubank, father, his old man, would have got there and fought with bare hands. He wouldn't have worried him. We wouldn't have even questioned the opponent's gloves. He ain't got lead in there, has he? Got a bit of horsehair, so what?
Yeah, you mentioned that spirit there of is that just a Eubank thing in general? Does that run through the family of just that spirit and the chin and the engine that senior and junior both possess?
Oh yeah, I mean that's just followed on, isn't it? He's got a great chin, Eubanks, and the only time he went was against Smith, and he was, to me, he was weight drained. But that's my opinion. A lot of things didn't go right in that fight.
What is your favourite memory of being with Chris Eubank Senior?
Senior,
Yeah.
obviously the Benn fight. I was still
Yeah.
working on building sites when he
Yeah.
beat him.
Yeah. What was your best memory of working with Junior?
Junior, when he fought Groves is one of the great memories. He's been in some big fights. Oh yeah, and when I did another great one when he went to Germany and he knocked out the can't think of his name. God.
Yildirim?
Gilder, yeah,
Yeah.
and he knocked him out.
Yeah.
Brilliant punch. He was brilliant that night. But that was at the higher weight again,
Yeah.
which I thought was brilliant at 168. I'd love to see him fight 168. But he probably will after this fight. He probably go. I think he realises now he can't keep doing this weight. You can't keep going to the well. He's going to go out one day.
How many more fights do you reckon Junior will have after November the 15th? Do you see much more for him in his career? Does he need to do much more?
He doesn't need to. He's financially secure, but he just loves the business. It's a drug to a lot of these boxers, isn't it? If he wins in good style, I know he'll go on. So when I don't know till he feels that he's sensible, till the time when he goes, well, I ain't got it no more, I don't want to do it no more, then he'll know. When he doesn't want to go to the gym and train and things like that and can't get up, then he'll know.
Yeah. Two guys he's talked about fighting potentially is Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Obviously, they had their fight. What did you make of their fight? And what do you make of Junior's chances if he were to fight either of them?
Junior's got a chance against anybody at 168 because that's why he's so strong. People don't realise, I know how good he is at that weight. You've seen it yourself when he's fought at 168. Brilliant.
No. What did you make of the Canelo Crawford fight?
I didn't see a lot of that, to be honest with you. I saw clips, but I think Canelo's slightly going backwards now. He's had a lot of hard fights. And, and so's Crawford, but Crawford's a boxer that don't take punishment, and he's brilliant. Yeah, what I saw was a great fight, and I think he's a brilliant fighter. They both are, but he just on the night he was too good.
Turki Al-Sheikh is someone that's come into boxing, revolutionised it. I mean, he made Junior and Conor happen when no one really thought it would happen. Obviously, a majorly different thing to, I mean, your era of boxing, what you know. What do you make of Turki coming into the sport?
Yeah, I've met him. He's a hell of a nice person. He's been great for boxing. No one's earned the money. All round, the trainers, the managers, the promoters. The boxers, most of all the boxers, they've earned terrific money. Down to him.
Finally, last one I want to finish on. What is your favourite boxing memory that you've been a part of?
Me? Obviously, the boxing memory. Obviously, Eubank beating Benn and going back to my own career. I boxed on the same bill as Howard Winston in front of 14,000 people at Coney Beach Arena, open air. And I was chief supporting contest to Howard Winston. I was fighting champion of Wales, Bryn Lewis. And I lost on a split verdict. Everyone thought I got it, but everyone does, don't they? And I got out of the ring and he come in. And he come into the ring, Winston. They played the national anthem. And all 14,000 people sang the Welsh national anthem. And my father's Welsh. And I stood next to him because I knew the national anthem as well. And I was always singing. And we both sang the national anthem with the crowd, and I was still dripping in blood with the dressing going on, and the dad next to me, and the world title fight was going on. That was a great experience and memory.
Well, Ronnie Davies, thank you very much for your time. Good to speak to you, and hopefully we'll
do it again.
Cheers.